A very good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of the Manage Engine team, I welcome you to today's free Op Manager training series. Before we could start, please confirm by commenting in the chat channel if you're able to hear me properly and see the presentation. We'll start the presentation once we get few confirmations. Okay, we have started receiving that the audio and the presentation is clear. Let me introduce myself. I'm R. Surendran, one of the product experts from the Manage Engine team who takes care of support, product training, and implementation for Op Manager. So now let's discuss the schedule for this season's Op Manager training series. Today, we'll be seeing the first part, which is on discovery and classification, followed by on September 15th, we'll be looking into monitoring server performances, and followed by on September 23rd, we'll be looking into the third part of the Op Manager training series, which is on monitoring network performance and maps. Finally, on September 29th, we'll be looking into fault management and IT automation. For the better convenience of the larger audience, we do have two schedules. One which is taken at 6 a.m. GMT, and the other, which is now 11 a.m. EST. To know more about the training schedule and to download the recorded version, you could always visit the link which is given at the bottom of the presentation slide. I also would like to inform you that we have a team of panelists here who could answer your question. So if you have any questions during the course of the webinar, please do raise it. Our panelists will be answering them. And also, we'll be sharing few interesting questions which we have received during the course of the webinar at the end. So now let's start the part one of the Op Manager training series, which is on discovery and classifications. First, the agenda for today's webinar. First, we look into the prerequisites for installing Op Manager, network discovery and its various methods, virtualization and storage-based discovery, and finally, we'll see the tips and tricks which are available in the product for better understanding of the product and to monitor your environment in a much better way. So to install the Op Manager in your environment, we have to meet few basic hardware and software requirements, which are you'll be requiring a physical or a virtual server with minimum of 4 GB of RAM and 20 GB of hard disk space. Right now, Op Manager can be installed on PG-SQL or on MS SQL as a database. Here, PG-SQL comes in bundled with the product itself. And also, Op Manager can be installed on Linux-based environments and also Windows-based environments as well. To know more about the hardware and software requirements for the product, you could visit the link which is at the bottom of the presentation slide. Moving on to the next slide. Here, we are going to take an example and see how the Op Manager as a network monitoring tool is going to help you monitor your network in a much better way with a live example. So here, this is a basic example of any network. Let's say from an educational institution to a banking network or to an highly distributed networking environment, they'll always have a firewall with a couple of switches and routers with end devices such as routers, PCs and desktops, and also a couple of printers and workstations as well. So here, our basic requirement is to discover the critical devices and configure the required set of monitors, services, processors, and etc. At the same time, we want to ignore the workstations while discovering the entire network. This comes in cases where we don't want to monitor our laptops or PCs which are there in the environment, because these are temporary devices which are going to come in and go out. So we don't want to monitor it. So now we'll see in detail by seeing the features and the available options in the product, which is going to help us achieve this requirement in a much better way. Starting with the discovery module. So to monitor any of your environment or the devices in your infrastructure, we have to discover or add the devices into the Op Manager. So here in Op Manager, we do have two methods of discovery. The first is automatic discovery, which is going to scan the subnet of the connected network during the installation. So whenever you install the Op Manager at the first time in a particular server or in your environment, this is going to scan the subnet which is connected to this network and add the servers which are coming inside it. And this is going to use the Nmap protocol to get in the devices and add them in. And the second method, which is going to be the manual discovery, where you want to add more of your infrastructure based devices into the Op Manager, you could use the following, such as you could add the devices using an IP range, or you could use a subnet, or you could import the devices using your Active Directory. Likewise, you could use a CSV file import method to add the devices to Op Manager. So now we are going to see the prerequisites which are actually needed to add the devices into the Op Manager. The first prerequisite is to collect the list of devices and its credential of your environment which are to be monitored. And also you have to create a credential library which is going to help you add the devices in a much faster way. These credentials is going to help monitor the devices using various protocols such as SNMP, WMI, CLI, and etc. to get much more information about the devices. Now let me quickly take you to the product and show you how the actual product is going to show you the discovery methods and where you could add the credential. So the first page, what you see is the dashboard, which is going to give you the pictorial representation of the collected information in your environment. So now to see the various discovery options which are available inside the Op Manager, you have to go to settings, discovery. And if you want to add the device credential, the first step what you have to do is you have to come to the credential page, where when you click on the credential, add credential part, you could choose the various type of protocols which you want to add. For example, if I want to add an SNMP credential, all I have to do is choose the version of the SNMP, give a name for it, if it's going to be test SNMP, or if these are going to be for my servers, I could give it as servers SNMP, then give my community string for the device. So here I'm going to give the community string and then I have to save it. So as simple as that. So once you have done it, all you have to do is create your entire credential library with various different protocols which are to be made ready so that you could use them to discover the devices and monitor the performance of the respective devices accordingly. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. The second thing which we are going to see is about the user management. So to access the Op Manager, you could create various users with different privileges and add them in. You could create an account for administrator or operator of your organization. By the name itself, we could understand that the administrator is going to have the complete access to the entire Op Manager, and the operator privileged user is going to have only the read-only permission. And then you could also synchronize your Active Directory and log into the Op Manager using your AD users as well. And you could understand who, when, and what has happened in the Op Manager based on the user as well. So these are the various methods in which the user management is going to help you. So now let me take you to the Op Manager directly and show you how we could create various users in the application. For that, you have to go to settings, discovery, and then you have to click on user management. So under user management, all you have to do is you have to click on add user. Once you click on add user, you have to choose a specific role of that particular user, choose the authentication type, give a name, username and password, and finally the scope for the device. The scope is nothing but to which devices or which group this particular user should have the access to it. I have already created a user, which is James, my system administrator or my network admin, who's going to be the administrator for this tool, and the scope which I've given is all devices. So in case if I want to access it using different, let's say business views or groups, I could very well do that. All I have to do is choose the respective business view and save it. So now this user, James, would have the access to all the devices which are inside this particular business view. This is how you could use the product to create users to have various informations and privileges with respect to the user which you want to access it. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. Next, which we are going to see is about the discovery rule engine. So during the discovery itself, we want to do specific tasks. As we saw in the example, we want to ignore workstations, we want to add a specific set of monitors, or you want to put that to a specific notification profile to get notified when something goes wrong. You could very well do all these tasks using a single feature, which is called as discovery rule engine. So we are going to take this discovery rule engine ahead with a live example. So here, whenever a device with a type Windows 2012 with an IP starting with 192.168.1 is coming inside the Op Manager or is getting discovered, I want to monitor this particular URL in those devices. And the second thing which I want to do is to associate a notification profile. Whenever these set of devices goes down, it should notify my administrator who's called as James here. And the third task which I want to do is to associate these servers to a business view called as HO servers. And finally, I want to associate a Windows log-based service to these servers. So now let me take you to the product and show you how we could configure the discovery rule engine. To do that, you have to go to settings. Under discovery, you have to click on network discovery. So under network discovery, the second tab is going to show you the discovery rule engine. So if you want to add a brand new rule, a brand new discovery rule engine, all you have to do is click on add rule and then give a name for it. Let's say this is going to be for my HO servers. Give a name for it, and then you have to choose the criteria. As you have seen in that example, the type should be equal to Windows 2012, and then the second category is that the IP address should start with this particular value, which is 192.168.1, and then I have to add it. Likewise, in the criteria, you have two options. One is the AND condition and the other is any. And finally, the action which you want to do when this particular criteria is satisfied. For that, as we have seen, we are going to associate URL monitor, which I've already created. Click on plus sign. And again, the second task was to associate a notification profile. It's pretty simple. The device down, which I've already created for my administrator who's called as James. And once you have created such a discovery rule engine, all you have to do is you have to click on save. So once you click on it, the discovery rule engine would be saved. I've already created an example with for the discovery rule engine with all the criteria. As you can see, I am going to associate this devices to a business view, associate a notification profile, and likewise put an URL monitor and also associate a event log rule as well. So here, as you can see, we do have a column called as status. So this status is nothing but whenever you perform a discovery or a network discovery inside the Op Manager, you could, once the status is enabled or if it's in an on state, automatically this discovery rule engine will be used for all the network monitoring or the discovery which you are doing inside the product. All you have to do is make sure that the respective discovery rule is selected during the discovery process. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. The next topic which we are going to see is about the network discovery. Here we have enhanced the discovery module inside the Op Manager where you do have a wide range of discovery options. Let me show that in the product directly so that you will have a better understanding. In the network discovery, you do have various options starting with IP range. You can use a subnet or you could import the devices using a subnet range as well. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. Here, as we have seen in the product, we do have various options which are available for the discovery. Here, we could eliminate the workstations or non-critical devices to have a better usage of the license as well. Here, we'll be using the feature which is called as wanna ignore devices. That is called as a discovery filter. And finally, you also have an important thing which is called as add, ignore, or approve mechanism. So now let me take you to the product and show you how this can be achieved. So here I'm going to take an example and perform a discovery in the session itself using a CSV file. So let me choose a CSV file over here, which has a set of devices and the respective columns. The first column should contain the device name or IP, then the display name, and finally the third column, which should contain the device type. So once you've selected that, the next thing which you have to do is choose your credentials which are going to work for these devices. So I'm going to choose a set of credentials which are going to work for these devices which are going to come in. So once you have selected all the credentials, if you want to add a specific filter, you could very well do it. So I want to ignore my workstations or my laptops which are going to get discovered. For that, it's pretty simple. All I have to choose is the category of it, and then I have to type in the device. Let's say if it's going to be desktop, all I have to do is type desktop over here and save it. So once I do that, in this entire discovery, if any desktops are discovered, it'll automatically ignore them and it will not show me during the discovery itself. So that is how we could use our discovery filter for a better understanding of the product. So now you have to also give a name for this. So this is going to be for my HO servers. So once I've given a name, all I have to do is click on discover. So now the discovery process would start. So now let's go back to the presentation and see the various other options which you're going to come forward during the discovery itself. Starting with the first thing, you can approve or ignore devices from the list of discovered devices. You could approve the devices whenever needed, even if it's in the initial stage of discovery or after it as well. You could ignore certain set of devices which are not important or non-critical to you from adding them to the op manager in the future as well. And also you have a better view of devices which got discovered in the course of the discovery using an IP range, a subnet, or an AD import, or using a CSV file. So now let me take you to the op manager and show you how the discovery is actually going to happen. So as you can see in the screen, once the discovery has been completed, you'll be able to see a set of devices which got discovered. And once it has got discovered, you'll be having a better view. See, as you could see, we could see one device has got discovered, and likewise, all the devices in the CSV file would get listed. So if I want to add any device, let's say if I want to just approve this device to be added, all you have to do is click on this particular device and then hit on approve. So once you do that, this device would start being monitored inside the op manager and we could use them and proceed further. And likewise, if I don't want to monitor this particular device, all I have to do is click on ignore device. So once I click on ignore device, automatically this device will not be used or discovered inside the op manager in the future as well. And you have the flexibility to add them in later on if needed. So now you're going to go back to the presentation and continue. The next important thing which we are going to see about the discovery process is for the discovery schedules and reports. So we can have a scheduled based discovery as well. Let's say you have an IP range where you'll be adding devices and removing them based on, let's say, weekly or monthly basis, and you want the product to automatically update them. You could very well use the discovery schedules and have an entire scan of your IP or your AD in a regular interval, let's say daily, weekly, or monthly basis, and then the op manager will automatically add or remove the devices accordingly. And you also have the discovery report where it's going to list the added devices through which profile or at which particular time these devices were added. You could get those informations by using the discovery report. Over here, you could schedule for automatic scans for new discovery. You could get the details when and what where the device was added. You could get an inventory and an audit based report as well. So now let me take you to the product and show you how the actual discovery reports are going to view for you. So over here, when you go to the network discovery or the discovery tab under in the settings, you could see the network discovery for the completed discoveries which has already happened. And at the last tab, you'll be able to see the discovery report. where it's going to list all the devices which got added at which particular time, the type of it, and the IP address of the device as well. Likewise, you do have the unapproved devices where it's going to list all the devices which was not actually approved during the discovery process. Those devices would be listed over here, and the next tab is called as the ignore device tab, where it's going to list all the devices which were ignored during the discovery process. So in case if you want to approve them later on, all you have to do is you have to select these devices and click on remove. So once you do that, automatically the device would get removed from the ignored category, and later on you could add the devices in the op manager and proceed further. So as we have seen, we do have various discovery options starting from IP range to CSV file import method, and use all these options, the credential library, the customized credentials which you could choose, the discovery rule engine, which is going to save lots of time in associating the desired set of performance metrics, associating it to notification profile, or putting them in a particular business view or groups. You could very well do it. So by doing this discovery, the enhanced discovery module, you'll be able to do all the options and keep the setup ready where it's going to monitor your environment in a much better way. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. The next topic which we are going to see is about the interface discovery. The interface discovery, here we are going to have an option where we could discover the interfaces on bulk in a separate tab itself. So here, to do the interface discovery, you have to go to settings, discovery, and then click on interface discovery. You could define, all you have to do is you have to define the device criteria and the interface criteria, and you have the flexibility of choosing the match condition or the criteria as any of the following, or match all the conditions, which is nothing but un. So now let me take you to the op manager and show you how the interface discovery can be achieved. For this, all you have to do is you have to go to settings, under discovery, click on interface discovery. So in the interface discovery, the first thing which you have to choose is the criteria. Let's say I'm going to choose my criteria as starting with, let's say start with the same thing, which is 192.168.1. So this is going to be my first criteria. I'm going to choose another criteria as well. Let's say category equals server. And my third criteria, which I want to do, is about the type, which we have already seen, which is going to be my Windows 2012 R2. So once I've selected all my criterias, then I have to choose the type or the criterias for the interface discovery. Over here, all I have to do is, let's say, the interface type equals Ethernet. So I need to add all my Ethernets which are there in my environment. In the second condition, which I'm going to choose, is the administrative status. I want to add whichever is in an operational or it is active at the moment. So these are the conditions for my network discovery for the interfaces in my application. For any interface monitoring or discovery, SNMP is a must, because Op Manager uses SNMP to add the interfaces to the application and monitor them based on the device, and also collect the performance metrics for each interface based on the SNMP response. So if you want to monitor the interface, let's say bandwidth or discard rate or error rate, you need an SNMP to be associated to that particular device, so that we could add and monitor interfaces from the op manager respect to those devices, let's say servers, routers, or Linux devices as well. So once you've selected your criterias, all you have to do is click on discovery. So once you click on it, automatically the interfaces would be discovered and it will get added to the respective devices in an automated fashion. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. The next feature which we are going to see is about updating properties which are there in the devices. Let's say I do have a dynamic environment where I'll be changing my let's say system resources such as RAM or hard disk frequently. So will the op manager be updating them automatically? Yes, we could do it, and this can be achieved using the update property feature, or the otherwise called as rediscover the existing devices. So here the rediscovering of the existing devices will automatically update the changes in the device, such as IP address, RAM, and hard disk, then etc. And also, if there is any change in the interface properties like speed, description, and etc., will get automatically updated every 24 hours. Let's say you've added, let's say 100 interfaces in a particular device with a proper SNMP credentials. So here you need not perform a manual rediscover for those interfaces to get the interface details updated. Every 24 hours, we'll be checking if there is any change in the interface properties such as speed, if description, and everything. And if there is a change, we'll automatically update them. And this is going to happen only for the interfaces every 24 hours. And if it's for the device itself, you have to configure a schedule rediscovery of the devices on a bulk manner or for singular devices, so that they'll scan and update the devices in a regular fashioned manner. So this is how you could rediscover the devices and update the properties in an automated fashion. Let me show you in the product on how we could use the rediscovery option for the existing devices. For that, you have to go to settings, discovery, network discovery, and under network discovery you have to click on rediscovery. So over here you could schedule the rediscoveries. For example, I want to perform these discoveries for a selected group, or let's say I want to do it based on business use, you could do it, or based on type of the devices, you could do it, or categorize as well. So once you choose the respective conditions, you have to choose the credential, the corresponding correct credential, so that we could use them to update the device details automatically. And once you have selected it, you have to click on schedule, which is going to automatically, let's say, let me choose few criterias over here and then click on schedule. So once you click on schedule, you'll be able to see various options, such as you could do it once, you could do it on daily basis, you could do it on weekly basis, monthly, or yearly. Let's say if you want to do it weekly basis and ignore, let's say I want to schedule it every Sunday at this particular time, you could very well choose Sunday and reschedule them. And you have the flexibility of getting notified. Let's say if there is no device found in the scan, you could get notified, or if there is a device being removed, you could give a condition to the op manager, add them in, or do nothing, or just notify me. And you could also get the email summary of what has happened in this particular discovery or the rediscovery of the discovered devices which are already there in the inside the op manager. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. Next feature which we are going to see is about virtualization and storage discovery. So here we have a dedicated discovery process for virtualization networks which supports VMware, Hyper-V, Xen, and Nutanix infrastructures. We could discover the vCenter and other entities such as host, VMs will be automatically fetched and added with the corresponding informations. We do support vCenter and host-based discoveries for your virtual environment. When we talk about storage-based discovery and monitoring, we support RAID, tape library, FC switches are supported from various vendors such as HP, Dell, and Huawei. We use SNMP, CLI, and SMI and API-based credentials to add and monitor storage devices inside the op manager. So now let me take you to the op manager and show you how the virtualization discovery works. For that, you have to go to settings, discovery, and then click on virtual discovery. So under virtual discovery, you have various options. Let's say if I want to add my vCenter, you could very well do it. Enter your vCenter IP address, choose the credential, and click on discover. Let's say if you want to discover your Nutanix device, you could also do it. If it's going to be your Hyper-V, you could do it, and even for Xen servers. And let's say I want to add my storage devices, and where can I do it? It's pretty simple. Under discovery, you have the option called as add storage. So under add storage, the first thing what you have to do is choose the type of the device, whether it's a RAID or tape or an FC switch. Choose the model of the respective device and enter the IP address, choose the credential, and click on discover. As simple as that. So once the device, a virtual device, has been discovered inside op manager, how that is going to look, that is pretty simple. All you have to go do is go to virtualization and click on the vCenter's name, where it's going to display the collected information about the vCenter, the number of hosts, the virtual machines which are under them, and likewise the data stored too. So once you see all these informations, you could very well do it. And likewise, let's say I want to see my storage related data which we have already added. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is click on server storage and go to any one of the storage device and see the collected informations in the respective storage, such as the summary, disk, loon, storage, monitors, and etc. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. The next feature which we are going to see is about Nutanix discovery. In Op Manager, we are supporting Nutanix-based discovery, and we could monitor them with various matrices. We could discover the cluster and all the entities such as VM, host, storage will get automatically discovered. Nutanix virtual map can be drawn. Dedicated reports with summary, inventory, and latency, and etc. will be displayed. And likewise, we use the Prism API framework to fetch the performance metrics of the Nutanix environment. So now let me show you in the product on how this discovery works. It's pretty simple. You have to go to settings, discovery, and click on add Nutanix. So under add Nutanix, you have to enter the IP address of the Nutanix device and then choose the respective credentials. So once you've discovered your Nutanix device, you could very well see the information about the Nutanix which got discovered. As you could see, the IP address, the DNS, the hosts which are under them, the virtual informations, the disks which are available inside them, and likewise the storage as well. So likewise, you get all these informations based on the discovery and the credential which you have given for the op manager. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. The next topic which we are going to see is about layer 2 discovery. So you have a core router in your environment, and if you have them, all you have to do is you could use the layer 2 discovery option to discover the entire network through a seed or a core router, set device dependencies automatically. You could configure schedule interval to update these devices in your network automatically, and also you could export them as a Microsoft Visio. If you want to know more about on how to export these layer 2 maps as in Visio, you could visit the link which is given at the bottom of the presentation slide. So now let me show you on how we could perform a layer 2 discovery inside Op Manager. For that, under discovery, you have to click on layer 2 discovery. Over here, you have to give a name for the layer 2 discovery, then enter your core router's IP address. Once you have done that, you have to choose the discovery mechanism, give a start, the range in which the op manager to scan the seed router and draw the entire diagram. You have to give a range for that, and then choose the credentials which is going to work for the core router and the corresponding sub routers which are going to get discovered in the layer 2 discovery. So once you complete the layer 2 discovery of a core router, this is how the map is going to get displayed for you. You can see the core router is at the center, and also all the corresponding devices and sub routers and the end devices which are connected to these devices would be listed over here. You do have options to zoom them in or expand them, choose various let's say tree view or a circular view. You could use various filter options, and let's say I want to filter certain stuff, you could do it. You could import devices, you could save these layer 2 map as let's say a business view. You can export them as a CSV format. You could rediscover the map, and you do have all these options which are available inside the product, which is going to show you a better information about your entire network based. So once you add your core router to the op manager. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. The next important topic which we are going to see is about the inventory. So here we have discovered the devices inside the op manager. So the discovery is completed, and all of them are getting listed based on each type, and they are listed in a particular page. And that page is called as inventory in the op manager, which is going to summarize all the devices which are being monitored inside the op manager with respect to the data which has been obtained and the status of those devices based on the threshold which you have configured. So now let me show you in the product on how the inventory is going to look and the various other options. To go to inventory, you could see the topic at the head where it's going to give it as inventory. So here under inventory towards your right, the first thing what you see is the tree view or the donut view. So here in the tree view, you could get the devices based on category. Let's say if I want to see it based on business view, you could very well do it. And let's say if I want to see it based in the donut view, let's say status of the device, all you have to do is go to the donut view, see the devices based on the status. Let's say I want to view only my critical devices, just click on the critical status, that's going to list them. And let's say I want to see the devices based on the type. Let's say I want to see all my Windows 2016 devices, you could very well do it. Let's say I want to see based on my type of devices, you could very well do it. Let's remove Windows 2006. And when I click on Nutanix, all my Nutanix devices would be listed over here. And in the inventory, you do have other options. Let's say I want to add a custom category. You could very well do it by clicking on the plus sign, which is going to add a category, and you could push the devices to them. And here you do have other tabs which are going to give the information about the interfaces which have been monitored, the subnets which got discovered, the business views which you have already created, and groups which you could create and monitor the devices. And let's say you do want to add the devices, you could very well do it. Just click on add device, it's going to directly add the devices inside the op manager. If you want to delete any device, you could very well do, just choose the device, click on the delete icon. And if you want to, let's say, remove this filter icon which is towards your left, all you have to do is click on the filter, and that's going to disappear. And then you'll have a full view of the inventory, which is going to show you all the devices with multiple columns with all the details about the device. Let's say what other things which I could do. Let's say when we're talking about network side, let's say I just wanted to view the network, the routers which are there, you could do it. When we talk about switches, you could very well do it. Let's say I want to see my storage devices, all you have to do is just click on storage, and that's going to get displayed. So as simple as that. So with just few clicks in the product, you will be able to see all the collected information and the monitored devices inside the op manager in a much better way. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. The next topic which we are going to discuss is about groups. So here we do have various branches or various sites for our customers and in our environment. Let's say I do have 7 branches in my site, and I want to monitor and group those devices based on these 7 branches. And if it's going to be a banking network, they'll have a head office and their side branches in various 3 different locations. So they could create a group for their headquarters and subgroups for their respective branch sites as well. Say branch 1, branch 2, and branch 3, and create groups and associate them accordingly. So in those scenarios, you could use the grouping feature which is there in the op manager, where you could group the devices or interfaces based on sites or departments. You could push configurations to the groups, like such as setting the device downtimes, configuring thresholds for interfaces, fetching group-based reports. You could do it, and also you could set thresholds for various custom groups which you are creating as well. So now we are going to go to the product and see how we could create various groups and use them. For that, you have to go to settings, and under configuration you have to click on groups. I've already created a few groups which are going to show me let's say a brief description about the information which is going to be listed once you add them in. Let's say I want to create a brand new one, we could also do it. For that, we have to click on add. So under the add option, you have to give a name. Let's say this is going to be my headquarters server 1 group. Once you select, given a name for it, you have to choose a criteria. Let's say you could manually group these devices into a group, or you could choose the criteria as well. Let's say I'm going to group them based on the criteria. Let's say my criteria is going to be the same thing which we were discussing. Let's say it's going to start with 192.168.1. So that's going to be my first condition. And my second condition is the type, which equals Windows 2012 R2. So once you've selected the criteria, you have to click on next, and then the listed devices would be shown over here, and then all you have to do is click on save. So once you've clicked on save, automatically the group would get created, and you'll be able to view them in a pictorial format over here. So based on these informations on the created groups, you could have custom thresholds set to them. You could push downtime schedule using the quick configuration wizard. You could set various, you could get reports based on the groups, and you have multiple other options which you could do once you group the devices based on departments or sites or based on your requirement in your environment. So this is how we could use the feature called as grouping in the Op Manager to group devices or interfaces based on sites, departments, or our requirements. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. The next topic which we are going to see is about the tips and tricks which are available in the Op Manager, which is going to help you in a much better way to monitor your infrastructure in a pretty good manner. The first thing which you have to keep in mind is you have to check the status of the credential associated with the device often to make sure that the device data collection never stops. So here the Op Manager uses these credentials or protocols to monitor the devices. So in case if the credential is not working or if it's failing, it in turn will affect the data collection, because the Op Manager cannot query or ask the device for the performance metrics, and that's not going to come in, and we'll not be able to monitor the device itself. So the first thing which you have to keep in mind is about the data collection and about the devices which are monitored is that the credential associated to these devices should always be in a working state. Let's say you are associating a domain admin credential to the Op Manager for all the devices, and the monitoring is happening pretty good. And all of a sudden, due to your password policies, you have changed your password. And if you're not going to update your brand new password inside the Op Manager, the data collection for all those servers or devices would stop because the credential is actually failing. So whenever you change your password, you should be updating them inside the Op Manager to make sure that the credential is working, which in turn will make the data collection happen pretty well, and that will give you real-time information about what's happening in your environment. And the next thing which we are going to see is one of the common problems which the customers see is that how to fix devices getting discovered as unknown. So this is one of the common things which we see in the environments where they'll come back to us stating that the device status is actually unknown, but the device is very well up. What could be the reason? How can I fix that? And here are the following reasons and the options which you could use. The first thing is that you have to make sure the recommended ports in your firewall is open. Let's say you're using an SNMP credential, you've given a proper community string, but the port 161 is blocked in that environment by a firewall rule, then obviously the credential is not going to work. If the credential is not going to work, the Op Manager will not be able to show what category and collect the performance of the device itself. So you should always make open the recommended ports on your firewall. And if you want to get more details about which ports, the recommended ports to be opened in your firewall for monitoring all your devices in a precise manner, you could visit the link which is given in the presentation slide. And the next fix or the reason would be that the password, as we have discussed. The password is one of the important things which is going to affect the data collection of the devices directly. So you should always have a well configured credential library with a working credential, and you should always have the habit of testing them regularly. Let's say I do want to test the credentials on a bulk manner. How to do it? You could very well do it. I'll show you in the product on how that can be achieved. For that, you have to go to settings. Under discovery, you could see the option which is called as test credentials. So under test credential, add a device, push the devices to which you want to do. If you want to do it on bulk, just move all the devices to the selected box and then click on it, and you could very well schedule them or execute them just now. If you want to schedule it every month, I could do it. Let's say monthly on this first of every month, check if the credentials are working or not. So once you configure this, automatically Op Manager would be running the schedule regularly. Let's say I want to get this in an email format. You could very well do just enter your email address, get an alarm in case if a credential is failing. You could choose that, or if you want to rearm it, you could very well do it. And then once you hit on save, automatically the test credential schedule will be done. And every month on the first, it's going to run the schedule and it's going to mail you the result of it, which credentials are working and which are not. And if something is not working, you have to update them so that the data collection is not affected. And now let's go back to the presentation and see the third reason. And the third reason could be, which is one of the rare scenarios where the device template will not be available. From the Op Manager, we have 5,000 plus device templates, and we are updating them every day, in every week, based on the releases which are coming out. So in case if the device type or the category is not supported, that time, which is a rare scenario, the device can go into an unknown state. But we do have a much easier way where we could create our own custom device templates with the respective categories. All we need is the device identifier for them and create them, or you could reach the support team where they're going to give you a brand new device template for this particular type, and also notify you once it's officially released in the product as well. So these are the three possible reasons and the fixes which is going to resolve the problem about devices getting categorized as unknown in Op Manager. Moving on to the next part, which is about the questions. So if you have any questions, you could always raise it. We do have a team of panelists who will be answering them. And now I'll be sharing few of the interesting questions which we have received during the course of the webinar. Starting with the first question. Can I re-add the ignore device again? Yes, you could do it, and I'll show you how this can be achieved. It's pretty simple. So under discovery, you have a particular tab called as ignore devices. So in this ignore devices, you could see all the list of devices which you've already ignored in the past discoveries which you have done. So all you have to do is you have to click on remove. So once you have removed this device from the ignore list, automatically you could run another schedule, or in the regular let's say scheduled discovery process, this device would get added to the op manager automatically, or you could add them in manually by going into a network discovery or adding them one by one as well. So now we are going to move on to the second question. Where can I enable or disable the rule engine to be used while performing a network discovery? Let me take you to the product and show you how this can be achieved. For this, you have to go to settings. Under discovery, you have to click on network discovery, and the second tab under discovery rule, you have a column called as status, where you could enable or disable the discovery rule engines, which would be used during the network discovery whenever you perform it, or during the scheduled discoveries as well. So once this is being enabled over here, it will be automatically used during your network discoveries or your scheduled discoveries, which is going to happen moving forward. And if you want to edit them, you have to just click on the name of the rule engine and edit them and make the changes and save it. So this is how you could enable or disable the discovery rule engines in the product, which should be used for the network discovery or future discoveries which are going to happen inside the op manager. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue with the next question. I am an evaluator and I need help in choosing the right edition you have. So in Op Manager, we do have 3 editions which is selected based on your requirement. Let's say you want to choose a limited edition of the op manager where I just want to see the devices up or down with few notifications. You could very well go ahead with the standard edition. Let's say if you want a full-fledged op manager with all the features, you could go ahead with the professional edition, which is going to be a standalone version with all the features which are available, from failover configuration, AD synchronization, monitoring the virtual devices, monitoring storage devices, and etc. For those reasons, you could go ahead with the professional edition. And when you, let's say for a banking site or an educational institution where they'll have multiple sites, in those scenarios, if you want a distributed setup, you could go ahead with the enterprise edition, which would have one central and multiple probes, where you could add the devices in the probes, and the central will be let's say a single view of all the devices which have been monitored in the probe. And if you want more details and features which are available in each edition, all you have to do is visit the link which is at the bottom of the presentation slide and get to know more about the editions which are available in the Op Manager with more details and precise information. Moving on to the next question. Does Op Manager capture the history on when the device was added or deleted? Yes, we can get this information in 2 places. One is the discovery reports, and the other is called as the audit report. So now let me take you to the product and show you how this works. So under the discovery report, you could see when the schedule was run and when the actual device was added. Let's say I want to see the exact information on when, who has actually happened it or discovered it inside the application. For that, you have to go to reports, audit report. Under audit report, you could very well see which device was added at one particular time. Can you see today we have ran a particular group, have created a group or selected a specific business view. All those informations can be viewed from the audit report, where when the device was deleted or added, by using the audit report for the discovery as well. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue with the next question. What are the supported device models for storage monitoring? Uh, Op Manager supports various storage monitors, and if you want to see the exact list of supported devices and the vendors, you could very well visit this link, which is going to show you all the supported models for the storage monitoring. And we also have the habit of updating the supported models for storage devices often, so that we'll be able to manage and monitor the current lively present storage modules or storage devices in the current environment. Moving on to the next question. How to get the DNS name of the device to set as a display name? Yes, we could do it. Let me show you how this can be achieved from the Op Manager. For this, you have to go to settings. Under discovery, go to discovery settings. Over here, as you can see, all you have to do is you have to enable the option which is called as use the DNS name as the display name, and then you have to save it. So once you select this, automatically Op Manager would update the display name of the device, which is coming in as the DNS name of the device itself. So this is how you could tell the Op Manager to use the DNS as the display name of the devices in the Op Manager itself. Let's go back to the presentation and continue with the next question. Will interfaces be discovered in the network discovery? In the enhanced discovery option, the interfaces will not be discovered, but if you want, you could discover them manually using the interface discovery as well. Moving on to the next question. Is there a place in the Op Manager's GUI where we can see the newly added feature? Yes, we do have a place. As you can see in the screen, on your top right hand side, you could see a small gift box icon, which is going to pop up in your regular upgrades or installations. All the newly added features, let's say wireless LAN controller based monitoring or new features which are coming inside Op Manager, would be listed in that particular icon. So once you click on it, it's directly going to show you the list of the new features and the place where this new feature is available inside the product. So this is the icon which you have to click to see the new features which has got added in your recent update or in your fresh installation. Moving on to the next question. Can we add a device using SNMP trap? Yes, you could do it. For this, under discovery settings, you have to enable this option which is called as discover device via a trap. So all you have to do is you have to go to your end device, ask the device to send an SNMP trap to the Op Manager. So whenever a trap comes from a not monitored device, automatically the Op Manager will add this device into the application and start monitoring them. So this is how you could add the devices using SNMP traps. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue. And I would love to invite you to our next Op Manager training webinar, which would be conducted on 15th September 2020, which is on monitoring server performance, where we'll be discussing the following topics: device availability, server and virtual performance, custom WMI monitors, and script-based monitoring. We'll be uploading all our technical training and videos and how-to videos in our YouTube channel. So if you want to view them and download them, you could visit our YouTube channel. You could visit our help document at help.opmanager.com, where you could get the information about how you could configure the Op Manager with various informations, and we'll be having our technical discussion with our customers and our prospects in our forum post. And if you want to get in touch with our support team or our Op Manager team, you could very well drop an email at opmanager-support@manageengine.com, or you could directly dial in by dialing in the number which is given in the presentation slide. If you want to get certified as an Op Manager Pro, all you have to do is get yourself registered in the link which is given in the presentation slide. You'll go through a short training and then you'll attend an Op Manager certification exam. Once you pass that, you'll be getting an Op Manager trained certification, and you can use this for your career development and to monitor your infrastructure in a much better way using the network monitoring tool which is called as Op Manager. And finally, I would also would like to invite you to our another Op Manager add-on training program, which is on Firewall Analyzer, which is conducted on 24th of September 2020. And we do have two schedules. One is at 6 a.m. GMT and the other is at 11 a.m. EDT. I thank one and all for attending this webinar. Hope you had a great time. Thank you.